Welcome, and I chose my art project to be about the throat chakra. And your throat chakra, we all know, is about organisation and order and implementing the ideas of divine inspiration into our bodies and into our physical reality. So for me, this is what I'm representing my throat chakra to be at, and I'll explain all the details about it in a minute. So for me, throat chakra is my area of greatest work. It is an area of restriction and constriction in my life, and it is my growing edge. And it is about me letting that essence of me become into reality in life, in a realised form, that's easily communicated, organised and timely. So to begin with, when I was thinking about what project to do for my art, I meditated. First of all, which chakra? I've got issues with all of them, don't we all? So I meditated. I chose the throat chakra as that could be the biggest area where I need to work on. And I thought this might bring some meditators. So how can I represent that in physical form, in reality? And then working out the how-to, like what materials am I going to use? How am I going to put it together? How can I represent something in physical form that's solid and we can hold that? There's a lot of planning involved, and the step process that I need to go to with my impatience, not jumping forward too quickly into doing something and then realising way back then that I needed to do something beforehand. So this little design here is quite complex. We've got a few little things going on with platforms, some gluing, some holes, how I'm going to represent ideas and inspiration into physical form. And for me, this is what I've come up with. So when I found out that I was confused along the way and not sure how to bring it into form, I would stop and I would swap all of my doubts and all of my confusion, and I would bless it, and I'd cut and I'd surrender it, another throat chakra issue. And it was interesting, whenever I was having doubts, that there would be other people around offering so many ideas to create so much more confusion. And that really was really good learning as well, as to come back as to what vision I had and to bring that into reality. I learnt a lot about gluing along the way from a master gluer, and patiently listened for all his teachings, and would have got me out of some really sticky situations, pardon the pun, because to get things right and strong and stable in an ordered way without making it such a mess, it was really worthwhile. So listening was another skill that I was implementing along my project. How I manage my impatience with other people offering ideas, how I communicated that still could be a work in progress, but I noticed how far I had come with that, rather than snapping when there was too many other ideas going on, and my impatience with the challenges that were along the way. And I have a completed project, yay! And hopefully it's there in time for Friday's class. It's being in the post. If not, then yes, I'm still a work in progress. So here is my representation of a throat chakra. The body of it is blue, and a lot goes on inside it. The beads here, they represent geometries of light and sound, our divine inspiration, our consciousness, our essence, all of that. And I'll just give you a demonstration to start with. So tipping it upside down. And you can feel a bit of a swell, helping it to move through. So you can notice that all of these geometries of light and sound as they swirl through, come through the vortex, the swirling vortex, and sometimes that can be the area of restriction and constriction when too much is trying to come in at once and we can't make sense of it. So allowing it to move and allowing it to ease the pressure, take the pressure off, restrict the jams and the choking of it, and allowing it to swirl through that vortex to become ordered. And these are different sizes, different shapes, different colours, and there's a series of filters through here to organise them. And the number of beads are in Fibonacci sequence, and if you can see, if I hold it closely, the size of the beads takes up and compensates for the differences in numbers. More smaller beads as it rises up, because they are bigger, it still covers a lot of the area there. So as they swirl, we need to put a little bit of energy, a little bit of input into it to get them moving so that they can find their own place and their own home in our body as well, where they can sit comfortably and where they can do what they need to do. As it descends, as the beads descend, the air which can be representing our essence would be taking, which they replace, would be taking back up into the top half of the hourglass. So as the details and the manifestation, the physicality of divine inspiration comes into form, and this represents our body, the air and the essence of it can be pushed up through that vortex up into the top half of the hourglass, into our divine and oneness. So this represents my throat chakra. It is a system, and it brings a systematic approach to organising inspiration through my body to be easily processed and organised. Thank you.